Pressure being mounted on Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi to flee Nigeria and abandon his challenge of the presidential election results. We're now being joined by Dr. Tanko, Yunusa, spokesman for Obi Datti Presidential Campaign Organization. Good to have you again on Newsday. Now, let's go straight to the High Court sitting in Benin, which restrained Labour from suspending its national offices and, of course, the chairman till the determination of motion on notice. So, can you give us a background of how this developed and why we're where we are with Labour at this stage?
Well, I thank you very much for having me. And it's very clear that the Labour Party is the darling political party of most Nigerians as today, at least those of us who are interested in getting Nigeria back on the right track. And so every attack and every means of demarketing the Labour Party, including the presidential candidate, is the scheme that is being put into place at the moment now. And then it only makes us more popular, it makes us even more stronger. And then the more they throw things at us, the more we rebuff them and then make sure that we are doing the right thing on the right time. With regard to the issue of the court case, it was very clear that some certain individuals who feel they are being kind of sponsored and then being, being aided in order to destroy the legacy that has already been built over the years, collaborated and conspire against the leadership of the party. But interestingly also, the court now has already said, okay, stay action on this particular matter until when the substantive case has already been established. So we will wait, so that until when the cases itself has already been adjudicated, and then the court make pronouncement accordingly. That's as far as we can say on the matter, since it's already in the court of law. But as it remains, the party leadership still remains in focus. The chairman of the party, Barrister Julius Abure, and then the secretary of the party, the treasurer of the party, Ms. Oluchi and Umar Farouk and Ojuku, are all very much in their positions until when the court says otherwise. And that is exactly what we will wait for.
The Labour Party will seem to be spending a lot of time with law officers in the coming days. It seems that there's also threats that we've heard in order to get your presidential candidate to drop the case in court. We're hearing of threats severe enough to make him want to leave the country. I want to ask, how seriously are you taking those threats? What is being done about them? Have security services been contacted, and also what the temperature is like for those within the Labour Party, especially seeing as attack is coming from all sides?
Well, you can see me smiling. Yesterday we just issued a statement as regard to what is happening within the system. There are serious threats against the Nigerian state. It's not about Peter Obi now. He has gone beyond that. Because when you challenge the Nigerian state and then its unity, and then using religion and tribal sentiment in order to send a negative signal to the Nigerian people, of course, actually, those are the people who are a threat to the Nigerian society, not Peter Obi. Because it is very, very clear. You told us that an election has been conducted based on provisions of the law. We challenged that particular provision of the law, and we said that the candidate in which was put in place does not have the prerequisite to contest for the election. And we also said that that particular person was already being convicted as a felon on the issue of drug abuse, which we still maintain and we are still pursuing. So what we are simply doing, we are challenging the system, illegal system, legally. I repeat, we are challenging the illegal system legally. And then it has become a problem for those who could not really contain this particular fact of the matter. So as it is now, they are now using all kinds of ways. They started with the issue of religion, concocting all kinds of audios and all, sending a signal to our Muslim brothers in the north, saying that probably Peter Obi was reading the issue, drumming the war music. But the fact is that, where were they? Didn't they forget? When they was talking about Karejini, Birijini, what it simply means that we are going to fight this war to the finish. Where were they when they said they are going to need a parallel government in this country? Who challenged them? And you know the interesting part. Peter Obi and Datti Baba Ahmed did not even kick against the issue of Muslim ticket. But then it went ahead. Just imagine if we have a Christian ticket, which is completely acceptable by law. So there's nothing about issue of religion in this particular case. Rather, what is being done is a concocted statement in order to create an aversion and distraction to the issue of the court in case. We are focused and we are going to go ahead of it. With the issue of whether Peter Obi was asked to be, yes, there have been threats like that, not only to him, to a lot of us. There have been threats to our lives and all. But we didn't care because Nigeria is our focus. And that is the focus of Peter Obi. And he has said clearly, he is not going anywhere. We are right here. We are going to battle this we are going to challenge this particular case of illegality legally, and that's exactly where it stopped. But the issue of intimidation and probably asking him to leave this country because no, he is not going anywhere. He's a general in this particular legal case, and he has his legal team. We are there to support him, and the Nigerian people are there to back him up until when we get to the root of this matter. For crying out loud, we need to put these things on the right space. A continuation of this illegality will make the Nigerian state an illegal entity. Simple. So, but we have to challenge it legally to ensure that the right thing is done. As far as we are concerned, we are not going to do anything aside from the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which every one of us adhere to. So at this point in time, the idea of saying probably will abdicate the seat or run away to another country and then you will not deny us of coming into the country, no way. We are all going to be here and challenge this particular illegality, and challenging it legally, and make sure the Nigerian state is free and emancipated from the hands of those who want to put it into perpetual poverty and in terms of their own cronies and their families.
Very good, Dr. Yunusa. But let's take a look at this again. Mr. Peter Obi went a step further not too long ago. He has accused the APC and government agencies of casting aspersions on his person. Now, why do you think the APC will deliberately try and pressure Mr. Obi in any way upon retaining the mantle of leadership? And of course, as you alluded to, the fact that there are cases ongoing, and we should wait for the courts to decide in this regard.
If not that there are, you know something about a lie. When you lie, you'll be looking for another lie to cover the previous lie. Can you see the contradiction between the Honorable Minister of Information, who said that INEC deliberately, he mentioned the word deliberately, actually stopped the transmission of results on the beavers. And then the INEC chairman also said to us that there were technical glitches. He didn't say that with deliberately. So you see, and then in order to change the narrative, he couldn't just address us here in Nigeria, where the whole matter was. He had to travel all the way to another country to go and address Nigerian matter. And that, of course, put the question into place that why are you going to another country? Because it is very, very clear. Those who are going to advocate for or tell the story of Nigeria were here in Nigeria. And they saw these issues, first-hand information. It's not as if they were out of the country. No, nobody told them anything. They saw it by themselves that the 3 elections took place on the same day. Federal House of Representatives, the Senate, and both of these elections were being transmitted live in the RF, but the presidential election was deliberately stopped. Deliberately, in order to create chaos within the system. Those are the people that are supposed to have been arrested. And here, for example, is where our security apparatus really need to go into place. Because these perpetrators of this particular audio, you need to find out where did it come from, what is the source, and how did it emanate from. And that is where I have to help, you have to help us here as pressmen. There's what you call investigative journalism. Before you see anything that you run with, find out exactly what is the source. There must be somebody that will assent to it that I was the one that produced it or how we do generate it. Because one day you will find out that they will concoct something again and send it to the media and say that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he said that he's not interested in ruling this country. It is possible when we allow such a thing to happen. Tomorrow now, they've already orchestrated this same plan to tell our brothers and sisters in the north that Peter Obi has said that it is a religious war. And they are going to say it in most of the mosques. Some of them are already being paid to do this. And I said to my brothers in the north, please, please, and please, look very deeply. I feel pain as a Muslim if my religion will be used to blackmail me, if my religion will be used to deceive me, if my religion will be used to lie on me, and then the same my religion will be used to govern me wrongly. For the past how many years that we have been in power, look at the same people who have put us in this perpetual poverty. we are still the same way. Our children are not going to school. Our people cannot go to their farms. People cannot travel from point A to point B. We have the largest number of poverty. We have the largest number of almajiri on the streets. And then these same leaders have not done anything to emancipate the northern people. But yet, they still go back to the same northern people and lie to them, manipulate them, tell them lies. And they will use our religion to deceive us. It is time we say no to those who are using this deliberately to put the Nigerian people, especially the people from the northern extraction, into abject poverty. And that is exactly what Peter Obi is out to fight. It's not about religion. This is the same man who said that don't vote for me because I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man. Vote for me because I have the capacity and the competence to change the Nigerian state. And that's exactly what we are standing for. And we are asking that for the fact that for a very long time, these same people have put you in the same poverty line, would you start continuing to believe in their shenanigans and their lies and their concocted story? It is time to put a stop to it, and this is the best time to do it. I do believe that the Nigerian people, especially the northern people, do know the right thing from the wrong thing. Tomorrow, that's what they are trying to start to do. And of course, you know, and that is exactly what it simply means, that these are the same people who are concocting these particular lies in order to put this country in. We are obedient and we are peaceful, loving Nigerians, and we are ready to stick with the issue of the law as regard to what is constitutionally enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nothing more, nothing less. If the court today said that at the end of it all, we are found to lose, I can assure you that Peter Obi will go and congratulate the winner democratically. But aside from that, he said, he who seeks for equity must come with clean hands. And he who wants to be a president, who wants to be called an excellency, must come through an excellence way. It's simple and short.
Will there be tactics employed in order to battle some of these lies and false information that you said has infiltrated and has started to confuse the minds of individuals? And I say that because not only did you bring up the tape, but we also know about the interview that was done by Datti Baba Ahmed that has been getting quite a bit of backlash. And it seems that in both of these instances, whether or not the intention was true, their own words were used against them. Is there going to be a more intensive PR campaign? I don't know if this is even possible with situations in court, but how do you begin to counter some of those alleged lies and concocted situations? How will you begin to do that in order to get the Labour Party and the obedience back into a place where the discussion isn't silly, you know?
Dr. Yunusa, did you get that?
It seems as though we have...
No, I didn't get that. I only got the information as regards to whether there may be intense way on how to tackle these particular lies that were being perpetrated.
Right.
One, if that is the question, the fact still remains that we on our part, we will try as much as possible to dispel these particular lies, just like we are doing now. And we employ all Nigerians that had the opportunity to dispel all of this. There are people who do what they call fact-checking. They can also go ahead and do. But then, most importantly, for anybody who is in government has the right at the moment now to do the right thing. It's not about the people in power at the moment. It's about the Nigerian state, which of course any security officer has been paid to do, to protect the state as against the heinous crime being committed against the state. If today I've been found wanting, I'm ready to be arrested if I've done something wrong. But I know I'm trying to do the right thing for the interest of the Nigerian people. And I'm asking the security officers to do the same thing too. Go and do investigation as regards to those who are behind all of this perpetration of it. Look, how can you just pick up somebody's conversation, assumingly it is so, and then you think, just like me and you now discussing, somebody now and concoct it into something else and set the country on fire? For what? For God's reason? For what? For what? So these are some of the things that the security apparatus need to checkmate as quickly as possible. Don't forget that you are in the office today. Tomorrow you may not be in the office, but Nigeria remains. But it depends on how you protect that particular Nigeria that it will be useful for you tomorrow. But when you treat it with levity and treat it with disdain and treat it with equality and fairness and equity, it will come back to haunt you tomorrow when you leave the office. It's simple. It's not like a science. So do the right thing for the interest of your own future, collectively so. I mean, even for those who are even in the interest of concocting this particular story, are they happy with the situation of Nigeria as of today? If you collect certain money now to concoct stories as against the Nigerian state or against another person, does that make you better? Because at the end of it all, you will spend the money, but Nigerians remain. And probably is it destructive or is in the right place? Would you be happy with it? I know you will not be happy. So in that case, why don't you do the right thing so that you will be happy tomorrow?
Indeed, Dr. Yunusa, I would still like us to delve on issues or specifics here. Martins Oshigbeme's role that prompted the suspension move on the national chairman initially. Now, talking about doing the right thing, is the party taking punitive action against him? Because let's face it, this is isn't good PR for for Labour regarding the achievements you've had so far.
Let me make it clear. Section 17 of the Constitution of the Labour Party, Article 17, make it clear. You cannot remove the chairman of the party from his position unless through a national convention. And the national convention must be the one that is being called specifically for the removal of the national chairman. So it is clear. So a national party chairman cannot be removed by a local government or a ward level chairman. It's not possible in the constitution of the Labour Party. It's not the same constitution of PDP or APC or any other political party. And this is where it's very important. There are five or four documents that controls the political party. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, the party constitution itself, bylaws of the political party. In this case, the party constitution is very, very clear. Article 17, as I read that to you, specifically made it. So where did the state or the local government chairman get his power from to suspend the national chairman? It is actually wrong ab initio. It will not even stand, except the national convention, that is where. So taking it specifically, that particular suspension was already done in error.
Do you think to a large extent what propelled him to do what he did in the first place? Have you actually investigated this? I have already extrapolated this particular fact. It's either been engineered or been financed or been a third columnist, because already the party is becoming it. Now, how do you explain to me, even if you are justifying the cost of the party chairman not doing well, how do you explain for a party chairman who has not been known for almost how many years now to have won a political party and also, won a state as a governorship candidate with 2 or 3 more in the court of law to be won by the same national chairman and at the same leadership of the party. Then at the same time won 38 or 34 Federal House of Representatives. You are talking about 8 senators from nowhere. This particular man has been able to achieve this milestone within a short period of time. I think he deserves an applause. And for now, and even for that, again, he has also presented a presidential candidate that is already just waiting to be announced as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How well do you want a success to be recorded? So you don't have even any single right, rather than to pamper this particular chairman and his ESCO to say, well done, you've done a great job. Nobody can be perfect, I agree. But then if you want to even remove the chairman, you must follow the rules and regulations of what is enshrined in the party. He who wants to swim, who wants to go into the pool, must know how to swim. So if they want to remove the chairman, they should have known what is contained in the constitution of the party before they even delve into it in the first place. So it means that they don't even know how to swim and they are going into the waters.
Well, let me pivot the conversation for a little while. There has been a lot of discussion about how this tribunal will roll out their investigations before swearing in of the president-elect on May 29th. There are a lot of calls for all the transpirations to happen before the swearing in. Hopefully, we're not so sure how that schedule will work out. What is your take on whether or not the hearings are done before or after the swearing in of the president-elect?
The idea of the presidential tribunal, ab initio, was to adjudicate on matters of electoral, post-electoral matters, so that they will be done with it before they swear in officers who are to take over oath of office. So we are expecting that particular cases that we've already filed will be dealt with and dispensed with early enough within the particular threshold before the announcement or before the swearing-in ceremony. Be as it may, we are ready to go all the hog when the identification will be done, but it has to be done in real time so that we can be able to be protected by the provisions of the law. And the provisions is very, very clear that those particular issues should be dealt with before the swearing in. And that is certainly what we are expecting. But even though we know the shenanigans and the other ideas from the opposition will try to drag these particular positions very longer than necessary, but then I think it's a straightforward matter. And then if we really want to do justice to our country, we can dispense this particular case in just 1 month.
That's the president.
All right. Categorically, the case is still being handled in court regarding how Peter Obi is being sworn in, or rather, is being taken to court regarding this issue. But let's just take on this judicial clause till the determination of a motive on notice. So this is a temporary reprieve from the court, as it were. What's next here? How is this impacting on the overall litigation regarding your quest for justice on the elections so far? From this chairman's purported suspension, which has been stopped by the court, and how is this impacting generally on the election litigations so far?
Well, as far as we are concerned, being that the stopping in action of that particular case, it gives us room to focus on the issues at the moment. We are having election in Imo State, we have election in Bayelsa State, we have election in Kogi State, and the leadership is preparing towards having a credible candidate that will run for election. Concurrently, while we are also facing the issue of the case in the presidential tribunal. So we are going to just be focused on our attention and let the lawyers do their dealing. But one is already in the public space is that there is an orchestrated attack against the Labour Party and the presidential candidate, which is simply because already they know we stand on the path of the truth. Because if not so, there wouldn't have been any attack. The question you want to ask is that why are they not attacking other presidential candidates? Are we the only person that run for the presidential election? No, we are not. But because already we stand on the path of the truth, and then this, of course, credibly show to the Nigerian people that is where the pendulum is. And everybody will now know that we are on the path of the Nigerian people. We are out to claim their mandate in which they've judiciously given to us, and we'll continue to follow that judiciously. We are not going to do anything apart from what is contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We will remain focused, determined, and continue without being distracted at all. That particular mandate, we will reclaim it by the grace of God through legality, but not illegality.
Well, and on that note, the chief spokesman of the Obi Datti Campaign Council, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And
Oh, what an action. This girl out her mother. I'm gonna be uncle. Mama, you said so. This girl have a mad. They never been a human. At all. Never been a human at all. Because of a mad. Yes. What is this way at the bone and now? I said so. I said so. Because I see. What is this is crazy or something. I get it. I don't feel me and I yeah. All new ones. If one look, I see man. Karata had the home. Karata had the home. Karata had the home. She's not doing it well. I know. Oh my God. This guy at Tabuko no now. He will be suffering, tak? It's okay. It's okay. I wonder if this guy mad. Oh, mad. Oh, mad. I don't know how to say it. Oh, mad. I don't know mad cow. Oh, mad. Oh, bad. But yeah, met here. Cha. Oh, mad. Oh, man, another boy. Another boy. This one is out of content, so take it, the guy. Oh my God, the boy is we here. Oh man, the guy is what he here. We treat that guy bad. She's a woman, but she doesn't understand what she's doing. Try to. Mama over there, we see the truth of it because no one of the guy now before they believe you now. Yes. And I said so. Ojamanjo. Because, yeah. It's like she have a problem. No problem. No problem. Man. Tell her because she doesn't want to listen. Yes. She doesn't want to listen. She doesn't want to know anything. No. Too bad. She's a married woman, but she doesn't understand. It's too bad. Yes. She doesn't listen to anybody. She feels that she knows everything. Too bad. Tell her. Yes. Oh my God. Too bad. If I'm this guy, I won't take it lightly with her. I will deal with her next lesson. She'll be fair late. Because I don't see the reason why. Too bad. Too bad. Amoyobodo, tell her. She doesn't want to listen. Tell her, let her know. Too bad. this guy is kind of a human man for before.